Once a black budget is approved, the public story effectively ends. Votes are cast. Numbers disappear into classified annexes. Official oversight concludes. For the public, the process feels complete. But inside the classified system, the real process is only beginning. Approval is not execution. Authorization is not deployment. The critical question is not how black budgets are approved, but what happens to the money after approval. Black budget funding does not move in straight lines from government accounts to operational systems. It enters a carefully constructed financial labyrinth designed to obscure origin, fragment responsibility, and eliminate traceability. This labyrinth is not accidental. It is engineered. Its purpose is simple and effective. Transform authorization into power without visibility. The first destination of black budget money is almost never the final user. Funds are routed into intelligence agencies, defense departments, and classified program offices. From there, they are redistributed through layers of financial intermediaries. Each layer adds distance. Each transfer adds opacity. And with every step, accountability becomes thinner. At the first major junction sit the prime defense contractors. These corporations are not merely suppliers of hardware or software. They function as financial conduits. They receive classified funds under broad, non-specific program descriptions, often shielded from any itemized disclosure. Once inside contractor systems, the money moves again, flowing into vast subcontracting networks that operate far beyond public awareness. Subcontractors handle critical development, research, testing, and integration work. Many are small firms. Some are newly created. Others exist solely to fulfill a single classified objective and then disappear. Their ownership structures are complex. Their reporting obligations are minimal, and their connection to the original funding source is deliberately obscured. Beyond these subcontracting layers, black budget money often moves offshore, not necessarily to conceal illegality, but to escape jurisdiction. Offshore structures provide legal insulation, regulatory flexibility, and financial discretion. Special purpose vehicles, shell companies, and opaque investment funds become temporary resting points for classified capital. These arrangements are not anomalies. They are standard instruments within the black budget economy. They allow funds to cross borders quietly. They complicate audits. They dilute responsibility. And they ensure that even internal oversight bodies struggle to reconstruct the complete financial pathway. Money moving through this system does not behave like public spending. It is not bound by fiscal calendars. It is not subject to competitive bidding. It does not require public performance disclosure. Success is defined internally. Failure is classified. Continuity is valued far more than efficiency or transparency. As funds move further outward, they increasingly intersect with private financial markets. Classified money rarely remains isolated. It blends with private capital. It co-invests. It leverages market structures. Venture funds with defense ties, dual-use technology firms, and private equity vehicles quietly benefit from black budget flows. This convergence blurs the boundary between public power and private profit. Classified objectives shape market outcomes. Government priorities influence technological direction without public debate. Risk is absorbed collectively through secrecy, while rewards concentrate discreetly. Artificial intelligence intensifies this entire process. AI systems are uniquely suited to classified environments. They scale invisibly. They integrate seamlessly into existing infrastructures. They generate strategic advantage without a physical footprint. As a result, black-budget AI funding often bypasses traditional procurement entirely. Instead of purchasing finished systems, agencies fund platforms. Instead of issuing contracts, they fund ecosystems. Instead of announcing deployments, they build capability. This allows AI development to continue without interruption, adapt rapidly, and remain largely undisclosed. Once operational, these systems rarely stay contained. Insights move upward into strategic decision-making layers. Models influence intelligence assessments, military planning, financial forecasting, and behavioral analysis. In many cases, the output shapes policy long before public debate even begins. At this stage, black budget money has completed its transformation. Authorization becomes execution. Execution becomes influence. Influence becomes power, and that power operates without attribution. Oversight mechanisms struggle to intervene at this point. Financial trails are fragmented. Jurisdiction is ambiguous. Classification blocks inquiry. Review bodies receive summaries instead of systems, conclusions instead of evidence. By design, no single authority ever sees the entire picture. This fragmentation is not inefficiency, it is control. Systems that cannot be fully mapped cannot be fully challenged. Power that cannot be traced cannot be constrained. The result is a parallel financial system, one that exists alongside public finance, but follows different rules. It moves faster, it adapts quicker, and it accumulates influence with minimal resistance. This system reshapes geopolitics. Nations with access to black budget networks gain asymmetrical advantage, not through force, but through foresight. They anticipate crises, influence markets, shape outcomes quietly. Smaller states become data subjects rather than decision makers. Markets respond to signals they cannot identify. Public institutions react to pressures whose origins remain classified. The visible world slowly adjusts to invisible forces. This is not conspiracy. It is structure. It is the logical outcome of secrecy combined with scale. In File 01, we examined how artificial intelligence is funded outside oversight. In File 002, we identified the agencies administering that funding. This briefing completes the chain. It shows how money moves after approval, and how financial architecture converts secrecy into operational power. The black budget economy does not exist in isolation. It intersects with global finance, technology markets, and geopolitical strategy. It is not hidden because it is fragile. It is hidden because it is effective. Understanding where black budget money flows is essential, because this is where decisions are executed. This is where futures are shaped, and this is where power actually operates. Analysis complete. In the next restricted briefing, we will examine why these systems persist across administrations and why attempts at reform consistently fail. Subscribe to Dark Power Index to access the next restricted briefing file. Access the data